I'm Ray.
And I'm Dee. And we are the Herpetology of the Apocalypse.
Duh.
Not the herpetologists, but the herpetology. We are the science.
Yeah. It's a Homestuck commentary. Yes.
Yes.
So you probably know that by now at this point.
All right.
We're starting on page 2006.
Yes.
Or I'm starting on
We're
page
starting
2006.
on page 2006. I remember this.
We can go backwards if you want.
No. I'm also on 2006.
Okay. Would just like to first start by saying 2006. Hey, I was finally alive by 2006, since I was previously mentioning the 1900s as year numbers. Might as well do 2006. I was alive. Congrats.
You had been alive for some time by then.
Yes. Some years.
Also, you're bad at math.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not changed from then to now.
Okay, what do you got?
I did not figure out what the clown on the rug was.
Oh no!
Yes.
I forgot to look. Go back.
Oh no.
You talk for a little bit. I'll look.
Okay.
Sorry, I meant to look that up and I didn't.
I did instead find a wiki for the breeding and eating of clowns, as though they were a species of their own. They've got like several different types and stuff, from like teacup clowns to porcelain clowns to harlequins and parés. A lot of them
Sorry. Please just stop. No more beeps. I just want to find the page.
A lot of them start underground and hatch outwards and have little eggs that are like Fabergé eggs and stuff like that.
What, not clown face eggs?
No, maybe there are some, but not the ones that I saw.
Oh, okay.
But it reminded me of a old Tumblr post by Iguana Mouth on how to eat Mr. Mime the Pokemon clown.
Okay.
Which is done by, he's got like little red orbs on him. You cut those off. You remove the pink bits that were his previous skin from the orbs, because those bits are you get food poisoning from them, but the orbs are fine to eat. You boil them. I looked this up, so that's why I know so deeply about this right now. Boil them until they're different colors slightly in the middle. Then you put them on things like meat skewers because they have a texture like mushrooms, supposedly. Meanwhile, there's like a little tiny other clown that they're like, yeah, you can just pop those in your mouth and eat them straight like that. But they're like 2 feet tall. And you're like, that's not mouth poppable. But that's the way it is.
Pop their heads off. But anyhow, overall, both. Which is kind of mouth smushable and not mouth poppable.
I mean, if you have like a giant mochi, you're just gonna shove that thing in. So
what? Clowns are fungus, is what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And
or
two,
at least the Mr. Mime is. The other ones are more bug-like, I think.
Do you know about the thing about clowns painting their faces on eggs, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why I asked if they were.
Yep.
All right.
Like copyright stuff for them.
So clowns are A, fungus, and B, chickens. Chickens?
I was going to
They
say
lay
eggs. I mean, no, they also go underground. Bugs, like the breeding I was going to call it breedingology. I can't remember what they actually call it. Husbandry, maybe?
Yes, sure.
Yes. Anyways, that about the clowns is that they go underground, kind of like beetles.
All right.
Yeah.
This gets weirder and weirder.
Yes. I will show you it later, I guess.
Or put it in comments.
Yeah. I'll put it in comments. Maybe put the thing that I was looking at in the description so people can see it better that way. I don't know.
Hey, make a note.
All right.
I'll write my 2006. Or I'll talk about it. My 2006 thing was, and unfortunately, sorry, side note, I looked at the clown and I couldn't track it. I'm like, that just looks like a circus clown to me. It doesn't have anything particular. It's juggling something. Same page, he also picks up a towel. I went, is that a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy restaurant? Or reference restaurant? Is that a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy restaurant at the end of the universe? No, it's not. It's a reference to knowing where your towel is at, which he does not, because he ejects it shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it goes on his head, but... Oh, side note, there's, speaking of restaurants, Homestuck has not had an official restaurant the same way like Garfield has, but it's had a cafe special on it kind of thing. There's one particular cafe that likes doing these kind of specials for different fandoms. It has done for like Homestuck, Undertale, something else I can't remember right now. But they just specifically go ham on having this specific cafe and put weird things into it for like foods and stuff. Actually, maybe I should see if we can finally head over to there at some point.
Ooh.
Anyways, continue on. Sorry.
I'm trying to figure out where something happened because I wrote down the wrong page number, but I can't find it. So.
What you got?
It's when the GG first appears in green.
Oh,
in the pester chum, and I can't figure out what page that was on.
That's the same page you were saying was all of the text came up.
So like 2009 or something, but
no. 2009 is Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
And it may be 2010.
Could be.
Yeah, it's 2010 because
Okay.
I was talking about Ben Stiller in there.
All right. On 2008, are you ready? Good for that?
Yep, go for it.
I have a small note. There's a reference to failure to launch in there, and I went, oh, does SBurb ever make it officially out of beta? Or just, like, don't tell me.
As in, like, become the official version of Spurb or something like that?
Yeah.
Or, oh.
The official launch, is there ever an official launch, or does it fail to launch as a game?
No. I think it's kind of like Homestuck, or not.
Homestuck is like Homestuck, a recursive theory.
Like
Yes.
Minecraft in the way that like it has different beta versions and all that, but it's still technically out.
It's available and people can have it, but
Yeah.
like, does it ever go from 0.8, 0.83, 0.83 AB to version 1?
No.
Okay, so failure to launch. All right. Anyway, what do you got after that? Because I have a big chunk coming up. I have some babble.
My next thing is on the 2009 McConaughey Shrine.
Okay. Go for it.
I do not have major babbles on this. I looked at the McConaughey Shrine and I was like, I keep forgetting who that is. I like looked him up and saw that he was in the Wolverine and Deadpool the movie. Yeah, he's a voice for Cowboy Pool, one of the Hey guys. That's all I've ever seen him in. I know he's in that one stop motion animation that's got Kobu in the strings. Yeah, I have not actually seen that myself. I know that people really like that, but I just never got to it myself.
I saw it and didn't care for it all that much, but that was a plot thing.
Okay.
Writers are picking about plot.
Beetle guy in there? That's who he is in there.
Okay.
But I know he's been in Interstellar, but everything else is just whooshed past me. I have not seen anything else from him other than the Wolverine and Deadpool.
I'm trying to think of anything you would have seen or even heard about, and that's hard. Like, the only thing that you might have seen are memes about True Detective, where he's being all like, hey, let's talk about the King in Yellow and Cthulhu and shit. No. All right. He played a very nihilistic character and was very dark.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I'm like, how could you have missed... what would you have watched? I don't know. None of it. Okay, never mind. Personally, I'm like, the only thing I'd actually recommend to you is Contact, but that's because it's a sci-fi movie. It's got Jodie Foster. It's got cool stuff in it. It's about talking to aliens, and it might actually be worth your time, and you might actually like it. But then again, maybe not, because it's not like a strong, this has got Ray written all over it kind of thing.
Well, if you want, we can watch it together, but...
I've got other stuff I'm going to finish first.
Yeah, I'm not really all that interested in watching it in the first place, so...
Okay,
yeah.
So you can skip it. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so, Garden Gnostic.
Uh-huh.
I went down the rabbit hole of Gnosticism,
Mm-hmm.
which I've done this before. I just needed some refreshers on terms. Gnosticism generally is the idea that you can achieve spiritual wisdom outside of laws or teaching about religion.
Mm-hmm.
But specifically, oh boy, is it nutty as hell. Like, there are different types of Gnosticism, and they're all like not simple at all. They all have like stacked up theologies. They're based on like a different religion smooshed together. It's just one of those things where you're like, okay, what? So generally the idea is that there is a supreme being,
Mm-hmm.
but the God that Christians think of as God is actually the bad guy. Not the
Okay.
devil, but a misappropriation, a flawed attribute.
Okay.
Not even a whole God, just like an attribute of a God. Okay, so you go down through a bunch of, like, what happened was the supreme being at one point was like, had some sort of flaw and split into two. And each of those flaws got together and made a new Godhead, which then split into two. And so this goes on until there's like 36 of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And the most recent one is called Sophia, or Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And Sophia was like, I want to be really wise. So what I'm going to do is figure out how to understand or be that one, go back to being that one God.
Okay.
This was a terrible mistake.
Okay.
Sophia split into two
Mm-hmm.
and became Sophia and the Demiurge.
Okay.
Okay, I may be getting into territory where you're like, I've heard of this before. But Sophia and the Demiurge, and the Demiurge is the material world,
Okay.
or the manifestation of a god, godlet, who is the material world, or the God that Christians think of as God.
Okay.
This Demiurge is, and we're going back to Homestuck here, often portrayed as having a snake's body with a lion's head. It looks just like the typhus thing that we talked about last time. And so this thing makes the entire spiritual realm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're not sure, I'm not sure because I haven't dug deep enough,
Mm-hmm.
in that whole chain of 36 godlets, decides to send Christ, not the person, the idea of Christ, to Earth in order to bring Sophia back up into Godhood. Because once Sophia was like, I can contact the actual God, got booted out of the Godhood. There, no more. So brings back Sophia, and then after that's accomplished, they get together and like give birth to the Holy Spirit. I'm probably mangling this horribly. Give birth to the Holy Spirit, who comes down to Earth in the presence of Jesus, the person, not Christ, the idea, and to rescue people's souls by giving them direct knowledge of all of the Godhood. It gets more complicated from there.
So you know that whole thing about Scientology believing in some weird things?
Yeah.
It's reminding me of that.
A little bit.
You gonna tell me there's aliens involved in here too?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have not dug that deep.
Okay.
Anyway, I was just like, Demiurge being the same as Typhus, the web browser, just amused the heck out of me.
Yes. Oh. Sorry. I was thinking of an originally different Demiurge, but now I'm thinking of a completely different Demiurge who's been used in media. I think the first one was used in... I cannot remember the name. It's the we were recently talking about it. It's the TV show with the underworld and the guys who got faces that go like blur.
Stranger Things?
Yes. Anyways, isn't that what those things are called? No.
No.
Alright.
There might be a demiurge, but demigorgons.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. The other guy I was thinking of is in God, I am failing at words today. It's an anime of where there's guy reincarnates, or not reincarnates, kind of isekais into being his skeleton character in a game.
Oh, yeah. Overlord.
Yes, that.
Okay.
There's a character in there named Demiurge. He's got like a snake tail in it too.
Huh.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So there's another concept in here that may be relevant, or at least I was like, I always got that wrong. An eon, Aeon, is one of these manifestations of a trait of God.
Oh.
And they're often male and female pairs, which then get together and have a successor god. Eons are only created by flaws in godhood. So unless you have a flaw in your godhood, you're not going to get subsequent gods. So, yeah, I explained that thing about Sophia already. Anyway, I thought, this seems like a big stretch to go from the word Gnostic to extrapolating more about the Homestuck universe. So don't tell me if I'm guessing correctly, but it very much looks like they're pointing towards whatever flaws in the universe exist. The suburbs are going to give birth to new gods, which have their own new flaws. Okay.
I'll not say anything.
Okay. I was just like, okay, I think this is a long path, but we're going to go with that. All right. That's what I got for... the other note on here is the thing that we discussed earlier. Technical therapist on 2010 also has her internet flip on and off.
Yes.
And so is having trouble communicating. And I asked you if that was a spoilerish, and you said yes. So I'm not going to mention it anymore other than to say I noticed that the power was going out and they were the only one who was like actually installing anything.
Once again, not saying anything.
Okay. All right. That's what I got for 2010. Okay. What you got next?
Oh, on 2010.
Oh.
This is the first noting of a horse, which horses, once again, going to be something that comes up. There's so many of these things that are like, yep, there it is, it's going to come up again. Horses are one of them. I can't say more than that.
What was the mention of the horse in here?
Oh,
I totally missed that. I should have...
I don't remember. Give me a sec to go on to 2010.
Okay, so one of the things that Ray is vastly amused by is the people who draw horses badly, specifically in Korean webcomics. They just look like elongated dogs, pretty much, or they're just badly rendered or something. But finding an actual good horse is rare, and finding even a mediocre horse is odd. So she has this collection of a folder of screenshots of horribly distorted horses on her phone.
It's not my only weird screenshot folder, by the way.
No, but that's the one that's rolling here.
Yes.
All right, so reference.
So it is on the text page that I was talking about, the one that has Garden Gnostic in it. Mm-hmm. He was talking about, I just saw it. McConaughey, TG says, sounds like a noise a horse would make. That was all the mention was. I just really needed a note that, yes, this is the first horse mention, I guess.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I remember that now. Thank you.
I also called Andrew Hussey a horse girl in there.
Whee!
But I was also thinking about Nick Cage, because that was also mentioned on this page, and Willy's Wonderland. I think that's really the only thing I've watched with Nick Cage in it. Like, I know that...
He was in that vampire thing.
The vampire thing. Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but a recent vampire movie that was Nick Cage as a very idiotic Dracula.
Yeah.
And it was the main character from Warm Bodies was the main actor in there, and I'm trying to remember his name either. Anyway.
We'll put it in later in the description.
It was probably called Renfield? Was that the name of the movie? The character's name is Renfield.
Yeah, I don't know if the actual movie's named after that, but
anyway.
Maybe? Probably.
It was a recent movie. It was dumb and a lot of fun.
Yes.
2 bloody thumbs up.
Yes. So far, my experience with Nick Cage has been, hey, let's put him in a dumb but fun movie. And we go.
So you haven't seen Con Air?
No.
Oh, that's... Okay, that would be the movie that I actually... Someday we should watch that.
We probably should watch that for Homestuck specifically.
Probably for Homestuck specifically. It was mentioned in this... Somewhere in here later.
Yes, involving the rabbit.
Yes, but Con Air is nuts. It's just nuts.
Okay.
Where you want?
Still 2010.
Okay, go for it.
Ben Stiller's glasses. The glasses that are given to TG. They're apparently from Starsky and Hutch, a movie you apparently know about. A buddy cop movie, and it has Snoop Dogg in it. It's apparently a parody, maybe, but they don't know much past that on it.
Starsky and Hutch was a 70s cop show where they were like, we're the cops! And so the remake...
Oh, it's in 2004, this remake, by the way.
It was a remake of a farce in the first place, so it was also farcical. It's just that when people watched Starsky and Hutch the first time, they missed the farce. Okay. Now, there's a lot of 80s things at the time that are just completely over-the-top nuts. And at the time, people were like, yeah, that's serious. So serious. Like Dallas. Like, whoever thought Dallas was serious, like, was crazy insane. That was and we're not watching that together. Dallas was famous for being like an over-the-top representation of 80s money culture.
Oh, okay.
And it was built kind of like a soap opera.
All right.
And they pretty much derailed it by having one entire season be a dream sequence while a guy had been shot. Kind of like Archer.
Has a giant theory about Archer.
No. There's like the Archer thing where he's shot and he's off in 3 different seasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so it's an actual thing in there. Okay.
In Archer, he gets shot and he's like face down in the swimming pool. I forgot what season it is, but then there's like 3 seasons of stuff that's like wildly divergent, and it's just him like, here's what's flashing through my mind as I'm dying in the swimming pool and bleeding out. Like the thing in space from the 1980s.
The one with the obelisk thing?
I don't remember, but there's like the Archer.
That's what it is.
The Archer in the obelisk thing in the Odyssey movie, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Got it. But like Archer's in Colombia in the 1930s, Archer's in the 1980s in outer space and stuff. Those are hallucinations in Archer.
Okay. I have watched maybe the first season and occasional bits and pieces of the random pieces of Archer with you. I do not know anything about the space stuff you're talking about.
Okay, so you know how Homestuck is a lot of references. Archer is like the Homestuck of mystery, thriller, spies.
Okay.
With occasional forays into James Bond, and James Bond also did occasional forays into really cheesy sci-fi.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Shenanigans.
If we ever went through Archer, we'd have to go just as slow as we're going for this.
Okay.
Because the writer of Archer is just like, he, I have influences. All right.
Okay. But side note on Ben Stiller. He was an actor in a movie that I really like. You probably know it. Night at the Living Museum. Oh, not you know it kind of thing. I was waiting for the audience. You obviously know it. You'll watch
It's not the Night at the Living Museum.
What's it called?
That's Night of the Living Dead.
What's
I don't remember. It's the one set in the Natural History Museum in New York.
Uh-huh.
I think it's just a night at the museum or something.
Well, no, that's obvious. What's the problem?
None. I have none. I think a sequel of that series should be Night of the Living Museum, and we'll just have zombies in there taking over the museum, and of course the undead Egyptian dude and the undead Tyrannosaurus Rex and the wax statues and everybody else are going to attack the zombies and save the world. I want to see that.
Got it. You are right, though. It is just Night at the Museum. You know what? I forgot what I was going to talk about with that. We're just going to move on.
You like Ben Stiller in Night at the Museum?
Yes. But it was reminding me also of the fact that we recently watched partly watched the Adam Sandler movie Waterboy while working out.
They have a little mini movie theater where you can watch movies for as long as you're on the treadmill or the elliptical. And so we get like 14 minutes of a movie every time we go work out.
Yeah. In this case, we got like a little bit of the ending and then a little bit of the beginning for it. But I was just thinking about like actors that are just consistently just going to be in comedies and stuff. Like the way that Adam Sandler's like, yes, I'm just going to be in comedies. Usually the cheesiest things I could get my hands on.
Not always, though.
No. I forgot to look up Ben Stiller to see what he's in, but I know I've recently seen him in some stuff. But I just was like, I feel like every time they do go focus into comedies and stuff, they're also doing side business of other really smart things that is not just comedy stuff. Not like just specifically in making movie stuff, but outside of that. Like, I know that Adam Sandler was doing, hey, I'm going to have these stupid, cheap, easy movies so that, like, I'm trying to get a person away from her abusive partner. So she gets to be on this movie and away from him while divorce stuff is happening, I think.
I didn't read about that.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what happened, but it may just be a Tumblr theory that was passed around.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Tumblr's Tumblr.
Tumblr's Tumblr.
Yeah, and Ben Stiller with Severance and doing all kinds of writing, directing and stuff that's completely off the whole...
Wait, he's the one who did Ben? Oh my god.
Yes, I keep telling you this.
I keep forgetting. I did not realize that this Ben Stiller and that Ben Stiller were one and the same.
Dots have not yet connected. Got it.
Okay, yes,
Right.
that's why I should have looked at the IMDb of Ben Stiller.
I think you have to be kind of smart to do comedy on TV shows. I know you have to be smart to be a comedian in general, but it's almost like portraying that role believably. You have to be smart enough to act that dumb. Because otherwise, it's just dumb and annoying instead of dumb and fun to watch. Anyway.
It's a weird line.
Yep. What else do you got?
My next thing... Well, no. My next thing is on Midnight Crew, but I think you have the go-ahead for whatever you're going to say.
I was like, the Midnight Crew! The song is the Midnight Crew song that I hate a moral coward, one who lacks a manly spark. Just I'm a member of the Midnight Crew.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a remake I feel like I've talked about this before. I'm just like excited about it.
Yes. There's a remix of it that will be later used in, or probably a remake. God, I'll need to double check that.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be later used in Homestuck. But I'm not going to be putting that version in there. Just going to put in the version that we listened to into the description. Yes.
Yep. The original version isn't very enjoyable to listen to.
Ooh.
It's just, you're like, wow, you really failed the assignment on this one. The people who originally recorded it, it's in like 1928 or something, so it's out of copyright.
Mm.
I think we've talked about that before, I know we've talked about it before. I think we've talked about it here, so I'll just stay brief. But Gen Zers have grown up on so much out of copyright music in different video games and media that it almost is like you go back to the if you want to know what Gen Z is about, you have to find out what swing sounds like. Mm-hmm. Like, what were the 1920s? Because that's what was recycled in a lot of the things that you guys like.
Yeah, like electro swing.
Mm-hmm. Electro swing, Fallout. Anyway, Bioshock, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Postmodern jukebox.
Mm-hmm. There's a song not necessarily dealing with the whole going back way in time, but on cover stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a song by Lemon Demon, The Only House Not on Fire Yet. I think that's what it's called.
I don't know it.
Yeah. I don't know much about it, but I listened to the original version of it and I was like, I don't really care for this. But I listened to a cover version of it that's more, I guess, acoustic, and I was like, oh, I will definitely send that to you later, by the way. I guess I'll put it in the description, too.
Thank you.
You'll have to bat me on about that one, I think. Thank you. But it's a lot more... Weird to say this about a Lemon Demon song. A lot more understandable when it's the acoustic version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you think of Lemon Demon... Well, when I think of Lemon Demon, I'm always thinking of the... When He Died song and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Usually it's you could just listen to the lyrics and know what's going on. But without listening to the acoustic version, I had no idea what was going on for this one. But this acoustic, I was like, oh, it's kind of a love song. Okay, got it. Kind of.
Okay. If you don't know Lemon Demon is its own rabbit hole that we will not discuss right now. But definitely look them up. And When He Died is a good starting place. Okay. I'm sorry.
You are so loved.
Yeah. Also on 2012, the Midnight Crew page, John says he's not sure that he's going to like the new MS Paint Adventures as much as he liked the previous one. So he's not going to like the story that he's in as much as he liked Problem Sleuth. Mm-hmm. He says that Midnight Crew is a thing that's on MS Paint Adventures, but it is not. It is not a separate thing. So I'm waiting. I'm kind of going like Midnight Crew is going to be its own sub-story, its own story within a story that's just there. Kind of like in the Watchmen graphic novel, which I don't think you've read. But Watchmen graphic novel, Alan Moore wrote it. And along the bottoms of the pages, because this is a novel celebrating different types of pulp, graphic media, comics and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a newspaper style horror comic about pirates. Mm-hmm. And it has nothing to do with the main story other than thematically. So I'm like, I wonder if Midnight Crew is like the pirate story from the Watchmen. But
I literally cannot say anything on this.
That's okay. I have to say it out loud because I'm like, ooh, I'm geeking out here. Mm-hmm. All right.
Thank you for geeking out. Once again, I cannot say anything.
Okay. I am ready for the next thing if you are.
Okay. My next thing was at 2015. Do you have anything before that?
I got a 2014.
All right, throw it
out. Skyanet. I looked up Skya and went, nope, spoilers.
Yes.
Don't look. But it's a riff on Skynet from the Terminator franchise, the evil AI network that tries to take over the planet and get rid of humanity as a plague. Delete, delete, delete. So, I don't know if that... I don't think it's parallel, but I think it's a funny reference.
I think it's just a reference in this case.
Yeah. Okay, then 2015 is... All right.
2015, I would first like to note that once again, there's the mysterious goo on John's book. The one that was previously downstairs when we were looking at the TV that had the advertisement for High Cooler. That had a wall that had random black goo on it. And now there's once again random black goo on data structure.
I noticed the black goo and then just kind of blew it off.
Yeah.
So that's...
I think this is just a Rachel mission rather than a Homestuck mission. I'm going to be honest here.
Where's the random black goo in the frame? Okay.
Why is it here? I just am calling it currently Monochrome Slimer is haunting John.
It's you keep calling it goo, so my brain goes, oh, it's gray goo. It's nanobots that are rewriting reality as we speak. Okay. What else do you got for 2015?
Yes. Looking at the books on the shelves, data structures, that's the one that had the goo on it.
Mm-hmm.
Discrete mathematics, I completely forgot to look that up. Carrot cake. One of I guess I'll leave that to you for that later. Yes. Then we have Till Death and Disasterisk.
Mm-hmm.
All those are fake coding things, coding languages, Esolangs, but they're also fake in their Esolangness.
What's an Esolang?
Esoteric languages.
Okay.
One of the Esolangs that I really like is you have to do all of your coding like you're writing a recipe for cake.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that what carrot cake looks like?
I have no idea. Carrot cake is really much a fake language, so there's nothing actually on there. It's just a pun. I know.
I want fake language rule sets. I really do.
There's
I don't know
people
enough
out there who are trying to do the Till Death one.
Okay.
Like make a fake one based off of that, but I don't think they've done it for carrot cake.
Okay. Unless we just retroactively say that any fake language that uses recipes is therefore carrot cake or something like that.
Maybe a modified version of that one. Yeah.
Okay.
To include the little carrot symbol in there more often.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, the last book is Automata, which I didn't know what that was, but apparently it's the plural version of automaton.
Mm-hmm. Automaton.
Okay. Automaton. And there's a theory, automaton theory, or automata theory, yes, it's automata theory, that goes into the studies of abstract machines along with automata and how computer science works and stuff. I was looking at all of that and I was reminded of the, in Gail Carriger's book, Soulless, I think it's the first, Soulless, it has I think it's a golem, or maybe it's just in machine, I guess, TM. But it has these numerals on its face that you have to wipe away part of it, and it'll no longer be working as well as before. Yeah, but before it was doing, I will keep doing whatever action I am stuck on. Dunk, 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 and then had to be stripped to attempt to stop for that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's golem, I think.
Yeah,
and they're actually come from Judaism.
Yes,
traditionally. I don't know enough to pull anything out off the cuff like that.
Surprise.
I mean, they're also in Terry Pratchett's book. Terry Pratchett's Discworld series. They're very good there. There's a bunch of... There's a really weird play by a Czech writer, and his name is escaping me at the moment, about Der Golem or something like that. I want to say it's Meyerlink. about a golem that runs around and may or may not be murdering people.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very influential at the time. I think it might not have been a play. It might have been... It might have been a novel, and I might be remembering the guy wrong. It might be the same guy who wrote the RUR, and came up with the term of robots.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I know that there's also a golem inside of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
oh, is there
Yes,
the game or the book?
the game.
The game. Okay.
I
I don't remember the story well enough.
This is spoilers for that, I guess. There's one character inside of there who was a German scientist during World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Full on and working for Auschwitz kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He got drugged by Am and stuff, along with the rest of the world. But he's one of his click and point adventure shenanigans is having to make a golem and stuff and ask for forgiveness from that golem kind of thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds like something you'd want on loop.
I don't think
killed. Welcome to your next life.
I don't think that's what happened there.
I need forgiveness. No.
It may be a game that I steal you to play with in the future.
Okay.
Since I'm doing
You're always talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess I'm writing that down now.
Okay, but we have to finish Jazz Pump first.
Yes.
Somehow. Man, that game makes me dizzy and nauseous.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Anyways, you go forth.
All right, so more stuff on those books. Data Structures for Assholes is a riff on the For Idiots books.
Mm-hmm.
Discrete Mathematics is by Kenneth R. Rosen, probably. It's considered less difficult than most college math. So the fact that he has that is supposed to be indicative of him not being a brilliant programmer, right? But it also covers a lot of the same material that Lewis Carroll / Charles Dodson did in his logic books.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, in computer science, what a lot of the progress that they're making in AI comes from this sort of,
Mm-hmm.
like the algorithms and everything like that, but also from this sort of thinking. So it's both a blunt tool, like his hammer,
Mm-hmm.
and very sophisticated if you use it in clever ways. Anyway,
good.
All right.
Would like to say a side note on the For Dummies stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They also have they're not just doing computer science and engineering and stuff. They've got stuff for cognitive behavioral therapy, which was one I saw. So I have this.
There's For Dummies and For Idiots. You're talking about For Dummies.
For Dummies.
Okay.
There's one on transitioning, transitioning your gender and all that kind of stuff. Diet stuff, whatever they want kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, wide variety. Yes.
Yep. If you want a beginner book on something, anything. Carrot cake, nothing else. Till death, tilde F. Apparently C++, and some other computer languages use the tilde as a declaration of destruction. So when you're done with a particular part of a program, you can tilde it and it goes away. So you no longer have to keep it in memory. Disasterous, dis, is another name for the underworld and a god of the underworld, from Rome. So this is kind of a weird split. Okay, so Hades is a god.
Mm-hmm.
Dis is the equivalent. It's sort of the equivalent god, but it's also sort of before that, and also the place.
Okay.
So sometimes gods are places.
Yes.
Right. So it's almost like he's a titan, but the Romans really didn't do titans. It's just kind of a bleed over there.
Right.
It's also the name for female spirits related to fate in Norse mythology. The Norns or the fates for the Norse people, and they are a type of dis.
Mm-hmm.
Automata. So examples of some automata are the bell strikers and clocks.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about animatronics, they are automata plus electronics. So the characters in Five Nights
at Freddy's
are animatronics. They're not supposed to be able to act independently of their instructions because they are actually automata.
Mm-hmm.
So they're supposed to be simpler than a robot, which is supposed to be able to make some if this then that.
Mm-hmm.
Where like an animatronic only has one thing that it does.
Whoa.
It can't respond to anything. It can't stop if it runs into a wall.
Well, that's completely not how they're used in Five Nights at Freddy's, especially Security Breach, but yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the horror of it, is that there are these things that are supposed to do only one thing, and then they didn't. It's kind of like the Pygmalion thing, where once upon a time we made a statue of a woman, it came to life, and then did stuff it was not supposed to. Ah! So Five Nights at Freddy's is kind of like the same vague plot line there.
Okay. Did not realize. Got it. Thank you.
I go from here to 2017.
Mine's on 2019. Go for it.
2017. John, the idiot, gets his next data structure from dun 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 data structures for assholes. Mm-hmm. So of course it sucks. First in, first out is the same kind of method that you use in restaurants to make sure that your food's not going bad. Whenever you put something in, you put it in the back.
John, once again connected to cooking and baking.
John, once again connected to being a poor programmer.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was what I had there. And then I don't have anything till 2020.
It's, I guess, once again, a blunt tool.
Yep.
Along with his original of first in, first out.
First in, last out.
Yes. Anyways, both of those are just like the first things. I won't say further on that, but I will say that it's interesting you were mentioning being like data structures going more complicated from there kind of thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But won't say more on that.
Okay.
2019.
I bombed something and I think we're okay.
Okay. I think it was hey, you're running out of space, dorks.
Yeah. Anyway, so this might be two files. We'll stick them together.
Yeah.
All right.
2019, John was talking about how he didn't know how he originally got the fetch modi in the first place for his original one. And I was like, I mean, I'm sure that there's this whole thing of where it just comes with being John or whatever for metatextually and stuff, but I like the idea that baby John just pirated it online or something. Baby John doing crimes. Yeah. Alright. What you got for your next one?
2020.
Mm-hmm.
Put down razor.
Mm-hmm.
And there was kind of a question mark on that panel, so of course I had to figure out a way to put down the razor. You're so dull, we classified you as a hammer. Alright, moving on. Ready when you're
I have 2022. John's hair is sliced. And 2023, his hair is magically all better, and that's when the towel flies on top of his head. He's just got magic powers on that specifically and nothing else.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, I did not have anything really cool to say there.
I didn't either. I was just like, do hijinks ensue with the first in, first out.
Hijinks.
I don't have anything till 2032.
Oh, I got one in 2024.
Okay. All right, we're starting back up on 2024 after running out of hard drive space and having to delete some stuff real quick.
Yes.
2024.
2024. I was wondering about the physics of the actual fetch modi, because some stuff are just launched out at speed. Mm-hmm. But towel, once again, just flutters on top of John's head instead of being like you would expect with a towel being thrown or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I did not find a cool answer on how it works. I just was thinking about it in the same way that, like, sometimes if you're in games and stuff and you have something that's colliding into the ground and you hit it, it'll just pachoo offwards because now it's keeping that same momentum from it was going and that's my assumption. And I guess the towel itself was not going very hard, and that's all I've got on that.
Oh, so well, I don't think that works that way because the PDA got shot out the window, but it wasn't thrown at him, so there was no momentum for it to retain.
Yeah. Like, the cards themselves would be like the flat object aground and stuff. The object put it into the card is
yeah, but there's nothing to make the PDA in the first place.
Yeah.
No, he just picked it up.
Yeah.
So it's not consistent that way.
Yeah. That was the closest I got, but I do not have an actual answer to my theory of what's going on here? Question mark.
Yes. If there's ragdoll physics, this is probably like slapstick physics or something.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Sigh. All right.
Okay.
Next thing is on 2032, and I think you said you had something on that.
Oh, yeah. The bunny from Con Air, held hostage by John Malkovich. The thing that gets me most about this panel is that John was actually smiling. Like, he didn't have 3 teeth. Mm-hmm. He just had, like, one simple smile. Yeah, and that was, like, cool. Later, and on page 2035, the same rabbit is referred to as Homeric, as in Homer's Odyssey, which is a physical and spiritual journey covering a lot of Greek mythology and geography. So I'm going like, so is this rabbit like going to represent some sort of travel of spiritual geography? Is the rabbit going to stay with us?
Once again, I cannot say anything.
Okay. All right.
I would like to know, I hadn't realized that there was a link on that same page to like look at what the image of holding that rabbit hostage looked like. I just was expecting it to be like holding it by body or something, that kind of thing. You could drop it over the side of a building or some silly thing like that. No, he's got like a gun full on pointed to a rabbit, fake stuffed animal to its head like this, holding the ears up like it's actually some kind of cool hostage situation. It's just a stuffed animal.
I want to say there's a Bugs Bunny thing where he does that to himself. He's got like a gun to his own head. He says, "Don't move or the rabbit gets it." And I know for sure there is a moment in Blazing Saddles, the Mel Brooks movie, where I forget the guy's name, but the black sheriff holds the gun to his head and says, "Don't move or the N-word gets it."
Okay.
And it's just like every time that trope shows up, it's just disruptive enough that everybody goes blink, and you know whoever it is goes "Pachoo!"
Okay. So I guess it really does disrupt you because it disrupts.
If we want to point this out, Bugs Bunny is a jokester character, which may be considered another variation of a clown or jester. All right.
We're gonna get done with this series and be like,
we have now achieved PhD status on clowns.
We've gone into complete autism mode on accident about these clowns. We did not want to be here on this with clowns in the first place, but just like John, it's been shoved onto us.
And like, we have a deep knowledge of the things that are funny and the things that are not, but are supposed to be. Anyway, moving on. Before we run out of memory again, I guess. I'm at 2034.
Oh, you go. I got 2037.
I also have 2037
Yes.
after that. Okay, but at 2034, host user. This is this led me to a cool example. I had to look up host because I thought I knew what host was, but then I was like, what exactly is a host user? Every time I wander into computer stuff on Homestuck, I find another layer of a joke there. So I was like, I better look. So I looked it up. And a host, as commonly used, is not like a host of something. It is any node on a network that exchanges data. So it can transfer data and it can receive data.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a host. Now, because the term drifted, we now use server as kind of like host something on your computer, and we use client as uses a host on somebody else's server.
Mm-hmm.
So the screen seems to be saying a host node wishes to connect, as in a user on a different computer node network.
Mm-hmm.
It's like another user, no value attributed to that. But what it really means is the server user wants to connect to you to make you a client. So what they're agreeing to on that page is for tentacle therapist to connect to ectobiologist and run ectobiologist on tentacle therapist's computer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that happens like that in 2037. That comes out right away. But the reader is supposed to skim through that, and John, in fact, skims through it and goes, "Oh yeah, it's just I just want to connect, I just want to be friends on this game."
Mm-hmm.
And really, it's I'm going to run your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I get power and you don't. And using a term in two different ways in the same argument, which we're going to say this is an argument. It's not a discussion argument. It's a set of rules.
Mm-hmm.
Using two words the same way in this context means it's equivocation.
Okay.
Which is a fallacy,
mm-hmm.
a logical fallacy when you say, you agree to one thing, but actually you really agree to this other thing, because I'm asking you, hoping that you understand me with the first term, but what I really mean is the second. I won't respect you unless you treat me with respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it means I won't treat you as an equal human being with basic human decent rights unless you put yourself subservient to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's equivocation. Yeah. So I think because John's a bad programmer, he missed that.
Yes. Was hearing you talk about that and was reminded of terms and conditions may apply kind of thing.
Yeah. The large print giveth, and the small print taketh away. Tom Waits.
Yippee!
Yippee!
Anything else you wanted to say on that?
Nope.
Okay. 2037.
The loading screen. You go first.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a spirograph. Though I think that's not the official TM name. I think that's the name taken by a company that copyrighted it, and in I think the 1900s. I can't remember when.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
I missed that.
But they've got an official name for that, copyrighted, I think. But I think it's at this point becoming one of those things of how tissues or Kleenex or kind of thing. Yeah. But spirograph being animated and stuff in general, I think that's kind of becomes the second icon for Homestuck other than the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, we've already seen it a couple of times.
Yep.
Woo.
You have stuff on this spirograph, I see.
I see.
I know there's a lot of math nerdy stuff into the spirograph stuff, but I mostly just know it from being a little kid and being like, oh yes, I will go ahead and put my thing in it, my little pen, and go, wee! Which I think is what most people know about it, honestly. But reminds me a little bit of Mandalas?
Mandalas.
No. Mandalas, yeah, okay.
The purpose of a mandala is to be destroyed, by the way.
Oh, neat.
Like, you're supposed to go, I put all of this work into this thing, and then leave it there just long enough to go like, yep, there it is, and then destroy it.
Okay.
It's supposed to show the ephemerality of the universe. Okay, spirograph, a geometric drawing device that produces mathematical roulette curves, which cool term, of the variety technically known as hypotrochoids and epitrochoids.
Yeah.
I have no ideas what they are. I just wanted to say those words out loud. What? No.
Oh wait, no. You. What time period was it copyrighted? No, you're doing that.
The main game was built in 1965. Okay. I didn't look any deeper into the history. There's probably other games that were built earlier.
Okay, thank you. Okay. That was all I wanted.
Yeah. All right. So I just have stuff about the words.
Okay.
So tell me when you're ready.
I wanted to say about the music. It's called Suburban Jungle, based off of suburb kind of thing, obviously. I was trying to figure out if there was I did not find the answer to this, so I'm asking you, I guess. Is there a parody or a song it's parodying the name off of, like Suburban Jungle or something like that?
There was a term called urban jungle. Not suburban, but urban jungle that was making fun of. That was criticizing basically poor people for being savages because they lived inside of slum districts, inside of cities. And so it was okay to go ahead and tear down their neighborhoods and replace them with rich people houses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I figured there was something it was based off of. Now we know.
There might have been a book, but I don't remember.
The other thing I was thinking about with jungle stuff was Welcome to the Jungle, the song. Yeah. But the song itself is by Michael Guy Bowman, who recently released, 2025, released an album of all of his Homestuck music that he produced and stuff. Past that, he's doing just music stuff.
Okay.
But I have a thing that I'm going to look into later of how Pussy got all this music in the first place. Like, was he commissioning? Is it just friendships? Fans? I don't know yet.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the network of relationships that produce the music behind Homestuck?
Yeah.
An essay.
Oh, God. I hope not. All right.
Okay. A verbal babble then, which we will transcribe and go, let's put some commas in there and call good.
Okay, anyways, it's your turn now.
All right. 2037. The loading screen. So, the terms. I attempted to transcribe all of the terms. I went through and pop. And I was like, no, I think I'm missing some. And then I went through again and clicked very thing. And no, I think I'm missing some. And then I got down to the frame by frame level where you're like, here in YouTube, watch this video and then press period to go one direction and comma the other. And I was like, wow, there are way more than I thought in here. And also I can't read them because everything's pixelated. So I had to go track down the list from MS Paint Adventures Wiki. Whoever put this list together, thank you.
This is a storyboard that has all of those listed out.
Yeah.
Yes. And an actual storyboard that has the things written down inside of that storyboard. And that's probably where they got it from.
Okay. So it's from later. Yeah. All right. So I read through this. And there are three basic elements here going on. One is computer jargon from uploading parts of a game. Probably copying a couple of older games. I saw the titles and don't remember. The second thing is elements of house building. The third thing is about mythic shit. So, what is happening here from transforming soffits, which is the underside of the eaves of a house, to, justifying kick extractors, progressing coil hydrants, sewing mirrors, accelerating straps. Those are all house modifications. And then you get to 43 and it's originating space networks. And then there's a bunch of stuff determining vents, representing mortar, inventorying buttons, delegating consoles, and symbolizing lathes. Let's see. Then we get to 103 and it's composing equivocation wheels. We just talked about equivocation. I was like, dang, that's synchronicity. And you keep going through house stuff until 169 after that. And diverting catharsis plates. So catharsis is when there's something horrible that happens and it makes you feel better because someone has at least said the horrible thing out loud. You've cried it out, you've acknowledged the truth, you feel better because you're no longer covering up for the distress you actually feel. Mm-hmm. Let's see. There's some more. I just thought this was totally fun. 171 is transferring syllogism twine. A syllogism is a logical construct that takes two things and sticks them together to either produce true or false results. Mm-hmm. And it's a Lewis Carroll and Charles Dodson thing.
I was thinking, wow, that sounds familiar.
from that math book that was earlier, probably. 180. Retrofitting aesthetic portals. And 182 is shrinking wormholes. 186 is auditing nescience passages. Nescience is when you know something and it goes beyond common sense or actual logic. Mm-hmm. So it is not knowing something. You know something by not knowing it.
Okay.
Or faith. So it's auditing faith passages, kind of. 213. We get to finalizing Atma augurs. Atma is your truest innermost soul in Hindu religion. And 220. Lifting extrinsic mallets. Lifting the hammers that come from outside of the universe. Mm-hmm. It's like hello hammers. Let's see. 228 is governing archetype dimmers, which is making. To me, it was like an archetype is a type of person or a type of god, even. Mm-hmm. It's taking down the obviousness level of the godlike images. Mm-hmm. And 230 is launching manifestation systems, which is making stuff real. Mm-hmm. So we go from reconstructing a house to rebuilding reality. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the plot. I think this, like Die Hard, the example where, so in the beginning, the main character is like getting driven around in a limousine. Okay. And his chauffeur is like, what we're going to do here is you're going to spend some time meet up the pretty lady. And then he basically summarizes the plot of Die Hard, the movie, right mm-hmm. there. And John's like, cool. Off he goes. And that's the plot of the movie. I think this is it. I think this is the moment where basically the plot, like, blah, 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 blah. And as Hussey's writing down stuff, like, oh yeah, house, ha, 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 ha. And things get more and more mythic as he goes through them. And I don't know if this was intended or not, but it feels very much like a plot. Mm.
So it's the structure stuff, I can't remember scaffolding stuff you were talking about, like not in here, when we were talking about one of the people who you edit sometimes, who's like, she left the scaffolding in again.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
No? Okay.
There's one of the people that I edit who sometimes will write things that are kind of behind the scenes-ish. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and that is kind of like, I'm just going to say what the scene is about and then just write the scene mm-hmm. instead of just writing the scene. Or like, I'm going to say the character does X and then going back and describing it again. Mm-hmm. This time with more detail.
Yeah.
So that's different. Okay. This is more like a roadmap for how things are going to go.
Okay.
You will know that you are done with this story when it has been reinitialized. And then we're going to have a couple of wrap-up things because that usually happens.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yep. Smart. This is a roadmap.
Yes. The only other thing I was going to mention here is that it's that general type of thing. The whole, here, let's have shenaniganery things on the loading screen is probably a reference to A, The Sims, and B, Spore. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't play either of those games, and I think those were the two that were mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, there's like restarting llamas in The Sims or something like that. So usually The Sims has the sillier ones and stuff, but occasionally it'll be like more actually, hey, here's what's going on in there, kind of thing. Yeah.
Road mapping like this, making it obvious but not obvious at the same time, is actually a Agatha Christie trick.
Okay.
So, like, if you go back to the beginning of an Agatha Christie novel, like in the first chapter, there will be some element in there that ends up being the solution to the problem. Almost every single book. Not all of them, but most of them. Okay. So, for example, there's a... I don't know how to say this tactfully, because this came from a very racist and sexist period of time. But the book "And Then There Were None" is... massive spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen or heard about this. There are a bunch of people on an island, and one of them is murdering the others. They can't get off the island. There's a storm, and you can't go anywhere. So you're trapped on the island. No communications are all cut off, and they can't figure out who's doing it. And it turns out the murderer is more than one person and includes people who are dead. Because there's one of the people was pretending to be dead, and so was another one, and the first one killed the second one off. But by the end, everybody's dead because the person who's doing it is a judge and is like, we all deserve to die, including me. I'm taking these suckers out before I go because I've got some kind of terminal illness. So in the beginning, there's a game set up, and I don't really know how the game works, but it's called, forgive me, either 10 Little Indians or 10 Little N-Words.
Ah.
And that was the original title of the book.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think I remember A, hearing about that, like the
plot.
Yeah. And B, the name of the book and stuff. But hearing you say all of that, I think that the Clue movie with Tim Curry in it is that movie. Or is that, but not racist kind of thing.
Sort of.
Okay.
Depends on which ending, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, the game is set up so that I think one of the characters takes a piece off the board and then puts it back on.
Oh, okay.
So that's the road. Like, Agatha Christie was kind of pulling things out of her butt as she went. She wasn't like plotting ahead deeply. So when this stuff happened, she'd just write something in the beginning and like, oh, I like that. And she would use whatever that mini scene was to build the rest of the book. That was her roadmap, and she built it into the book so that she would remember what she was doing as she kept writing. Because she was writing so quickly that it was like, to stop and plot would have meant a loss of income. So she was just like, yeah, all right. And once you can kind of know what you're looking for, I'm up to like about half that I can figure out ahead of time because she was super smart and hid things very well. But anyway, road mapping, it's not just for Homestuck anymore.
Good to know.
All right.
Thank you.
I don't have anything else. That was it.
No, that's on me too.
Okay.
Wait, thanks for joining us.
Woo!